Well, there's a bye week. Did they make any between Mickey Joseph? I guess he was the only coach that spoke, just talking about at least gives him a little bit of time to try to get his footing and try to take a breath and then get ramped up for a game week.
Well, think about it too. In the timeline that, we just talked about it a little bit ago, that, he woke up last Sunday morning having no idea that he was going to be the head coach of Nebraska. All of a sudden, he's thrown into this. He meets with Trev Alberts and meets with the team. And, oh, by the way, you have Oklahoma coming into town. And, he has to come in and do a Tuesday press conference and basically has just barely had 24 hours to even absorb this and then try to put a game plan together to play Oklahoma. Obviously, it didn't work out well, but you know what? He owned up to it. He took it all on his chin. He took all the responsibility on this. He said, "It is on me. I really screwed up." Looking back on it, he realized that he should have slowed that game down. Nebraska had 12 empty possessions after scoring a touchdown on their first drive. And most of those possessions, Nebraska had the ball, were 2 minutes and under 2 minutes. He said he could have slowed this game down, took possessions away from Oklahoma, huddled up, used up the play clock, but he didn't do it. He didn't realize it at the time. And it was kind of funny. Our own Steve Sipple had actually asked if that was a problem of being a first-time head coach. And Mickey said, "Yeah, it probably was. That's what my mama told me." So it was a really great light moment of the press conference today. Everybody got a good laugh out of that. So yeah, there's growing pains. You've never been the head coach, let alone a head coach of a Power 5 college football team. So yeah, there's growing pains there, obviously, and looking back on it now, he knows he won't make that same mistake again, and he'll have a better game plan going in, and it's week by week now. You have 8 conference games left to play, starting with Indiana at home. And you've been at home now. You've been sleeping in your own beds since you got back from Dublin. So you don't have a lot of excuses either. You're going to be well, especially a week that you've been limited in the availability of practice time. So, hey, this bye week came at a perfect time. They can regroup, get things organized. They're still going to be using the same lingo and everything. Nothing changes. It's just a little bit different regiment now in practice, and you're going to be learning. It's more concentrated on fundamentals and just playing football instead of the schemes and everything. Because you look at what's happening. We talk about Eric Schneider getting fired. He's been out schemed for 4 years in a row. Seriously, if you look at it. Things have not been good, especially these first 4 games of the season. Totally out schemed, totally out coached. Difference was last year you had an older team, and you had a lot of gang tackling going on, and a lot of those mistakes were kind of hidden up because you had a lot of guys bringing a lot of hats to the ball on every play. And but if you look at the overall, that defense was put in a lot of bad situations, and they came up big, but during the rest of the game, they gave up a lot of yards if you go back and look at it. But they just came up with the big plays when they needed to last year. And this year, there haven't been any big plays.
Yeah, bottom 10 in the nation in total defense, rushing defense, pass defense, and consider they played a game against North Dakota they played a game against Northwestern, who's showing us that their offense isn't bad, but they're not some prolific offense. And of course, the Georgia Southern game, who really tore them up for the most yardage of the season, over 600 yards. Now, I would say Oklahoma,
ever in Memorial Stadium.
Yeah,
ever. That speaks volumes right there.
Yeah. Now, Oklahoma is the best offense that they faced this year. I don't care what the yardage.
And they're lucky that Oklahoma called the dogs off.
Yeah, they did. 35 in the first half.
Yeah, Oklahoma turned it off. I mean, late third quarter, Oklahoma called the dogs off. Otherwise, that would have been extremely, extremely ugly. Not that it wasn't already ugly, but yeah.